If you started playing League after Season 9, you might not recognize this rune, but for those who did, you'll know it as Kleptomancy, the rune that broke the game. Kleptomancy was an inspiration keystone added to the game with the introduction of the Runes Reforged system in pre-Season 8, replacing the much beloved Runes and Masteries system the game had since release, which if you want to see a video on, let me know in the comments. With these new trees came short summaries of what each tree's traits provided, the precision trees being improved attacks and sustain damage, dominations being burst damage and target access, and inspirations being creative tools and rule bending. And boy, did Klepto bend some rules. Klepto would grant the user's next lower attack a bonus 25 range and 5 gold after using an ability, with a chance to receive a consumable from this list instead. There's two we're going to focus on shortly, but most notably the consumables gained could be sold for a small amount of gold. The other thing was that Klepto was coded like Spellblade, meaning abilities like Ezreal's Q, Gangplank's Q, and Alawi's W could trigger it. To this day, gold is the foundation of League of Legends. The whole game is balanced around it, from items to champion kits. Klepto accelerating champions' incomes, getting users to their spikes earlier, fundamentally broke the balance of those champions, who were predominantly ranged top laners. The worst offending consumable was Slice Sack of Gold, which would give you between 40 and 110 gold when opened, but if you didn't want to gamble, you could sell it at the shop for a guaranteed 65 gold with no risks. The other most sought after consumable was Elixir of Skill, the same one you could get from Triple Tonic today after waiting 9 levels that grants you a skill point, you could get from Klepto procs, with the bonkers part being that you weren't capped at just one. The roll chance was very low, but now Klepto wasn't only making you stronger with gold, it was making your champion stronger period, letting you max abilities before they normally would be. I mentioned earlier that ranged tops benefited the most from Klepto's introduction, but I think the most egregious use case might have been with Alawi. Most top laners hate laning Versa due to her E being difficult to play around, and Klepto only made that worse because you could proc it on the vessel, meaning not only could she harass you and push you off the wave, she was also generating a gold lead for free by doing it. She already dominated a lot of melee matchups, especially tanks, but this cranked it up to 11. After 2 years of terror, the war had come to an end. Riot patched out of the game saying they couldn't reasonably balance it, and that while Klepto was a choice for those to generate gold over having the power of a keystone, the gameplay loop was too oppressive. And while removing the gold component was looked at, the incentive to run the rune dropped as Lee's consumable system wasn't broad enough, ending the patch note with "Sorry Klepto, even for an inspiration rune, you were a little too weird." And it's funny they'd wave goodbye to Klepto this way, because an even weirder rune was about to take its place. But that video is for another day.